Oh, that blue light up there means that lens?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's see if I can.
Shall I keep this on? Or?
All right. Yeah, I guess we are. We're a couple of minutes ready to go. As long as my clock is working, I say 3 minutes to go.
Okay, so.
And that's what's on.
And we are live now. So if Michael Dorsey is listening, we got your question, and I don't know. That's a good question. We'll have to look it up. Most people, when they learn about the geotagging, or what you hear a lot about with the geotagging, is people who don't want it. So one of my main purposes is showing how you can turn it off. I haven't had anybody so concerned about having it be exactly right. Certainly, if you're on a tablet that doesn't have a cellular connection, it's just going to kind of triangulate and give you an approximate. I have found, I mean, when I've taken a picture of our RV at a site and looked at it on a map, it is in the site. So at least I feel pretty confident with my phone. I was just going to look at one.
You only have a minute.
We have 1 minute. Oh, we usually go through this.
Okay. Well,
I think we're good. Anybody else out there want to say hello on the comments? That would be nice.
Especially if you can hear us. That would be nice.
Oh, I'll check this and see if, okay. I can hear me saying, Didn't you have a clock you like to put up?
Yeah, I do, but we're in a different place today, and I'm really not ready to do this.
We are a bit discombobbled here, but we're ready.
Yeah, right. We're ready. Huh.
Michael Dorsey says that he can see and hear us.
Okay, cool.
Or says that he saw and heard
See
us.
and hear you.
Okay,
it's 2 o'clock.
Thanks, Michael.
And it's time to go. Let's start this thing going. Welcome to What Does This Button Do? An educational show about smartphones and tablets with the Geeks on Tour. And hi, everyone. I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we are Geeks on Tour. We are the geeks who teach. And we want you to become a member of Geeks on Tour. That way you can enjoy everything that we do. All of these shows are live, but we want you to be able to see all of the videos that we have and everything that we do live. But together with my wife, Chris, we're the geeks who teach. Do you think you're smarter than your smartphone?
No, most people think their smartphone is smarter than them.
Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? Do you have questions about your Android or iPad tablets? And how do you learn about these amazing devices?
We are geeks who teach. We're into lifelong learning and sharing what we learn with others along the way. Our website is geeksontour.com. And there's hundreds of recorded tutorial videos there on all the subjects we teach.
Great. So where are we?
This isn't Kansas anymore. This isn't Arizona anymore either.
Oh my goodness, where are we? We're getting ready for a dive trip. Hence the.
I'm ready.
She's ready to go diving.
I'm ready.
Nice hat. Yeah.
As of yesterday afternoon, we were in Phoenix, Arizona. And then we were on a plane and we got in here about 1 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know where we are, but I am ready to go diving. I know if you read our blog or you just learn about our lifestyle, it looks like we're always on vacation.
We're not always on vacation?
But I'll tell you, with the internet and with making our living from our website, we can work anywhere, anytime. So it actually feels like we're always working. The way I know that I'm on vacation is if I'm underwater. We are scuba divers and we are going to the Bahamas on Saturday.
Oh boy, I can hardly wait. Now,
Michael Dorsey likes my hat. Thanks.
Okay. We usually do this show on Sundays, and we'll go back to the Sunday time frame. But the reason that we're on Wednesday, besides the travel stuff, is the bandwidth where we were in Arizona was just terrible. We could not get enough bandwidth to do this show. And what we found is even here where we are at a friend's place in Fort Lauderdale, they have cable internet, but the speeds even on the cable are not as good as what we find on our Verizon hotspots. So we're on our Verizon hotspots for this show.
In fact, I'd kind of like to show them these speed tests because they're incredible.
Okay. Well, sure.
Switch over to, and
I don't see it. Maybe it's down here.
There you go. All right. So, and people have commented that this looks really good right now. That is because we have such excellent bandwidth. So I have an app on here called Ookla Speed Test, and I'm just going to tap on that, and I'm just going to show you the results of my last few. So do you see this one right here? We were in Arizona at Verde Valley Thousand Trails RV Park, 0.23 download speed and 0.54 upload. Weird that the upload is higher than the download. Here is what we recorded right before the show start, 47.9 down.
That's fast.
That is just unheard of. And 12.9 upload speed. So even though we have cable internet available to us, using our Verizon hotspot because it's so much better. And thanks so much, Verizon, for backing off of your throttling us unlimited users.
Yeah, boy, we were worried about that because if they were going to throttle us starting this month, we would have been out of luck for a lot of this stuff. And I don't know what we would do.
I don't think we could do the show.
Yeah.
I don't think we could. I guess I got to wait to put this on, huh? So how about this one? Putting my geek hat on now.
Yeah, getting her geek on. Cool. All right. So the way we do this show is we have a beginner's lesson, something that's important for beginners to know about their phones and tablets. And we'll start with the iPad, and we'll show Android in this segment too. Then I'll do the app of the week. That's something that I like to do. And this week it's going to be Waze. I like Waze. It's really a neat app. And then we'll take your questions. So please post your questions there in the comments below the show here, and we'll try to get them live on the air. And we also record all loop. Actually, YouTube does that for us, and it's freely available for everyone to watch. So I hope you get a chance to do that.
All their information is at geeksontour.com/weekly show.
Okay. And yeah, that's something that's really, really important to us. So if you can subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, that would just be wonderful. Oh, you gotta laugh. And so is that a mobile phone or your home theater? And this is really appropriate these days with that brand new Apple iPhone 6 Plus. Those things are huge and they're really, really cool. All right. So Chris, are you ready for your...
I think so.
Okay. Let's give it a shot here.
iPad, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So this week's beginner lesson is about photo locations. How do you see the photo you've taken on a map? And as usual, we're going to start with the iPad, and then I'm going to show you on the Android. So on the iPad or iPhone, if you go to Photos, the first thing to understand is these three choices down at the bottom. Right now, mine says that I am looking at albums. Well, that doesn't show me locations. But if you go to the photos, then you will start seeing location listings up above the photos. But to see more on a map, if you up in the upper left-hand corner where it says collections, and that's kind of the backup to a bigger view. And I want to go all the way to see a whole year. Now, these are just the pictures that you've taken with this device. So I don't take all that many with my iPad. So I'm just going to tap on 2013 because there are pictures all over the United States and even in Netherland Antilles where we went diving last year. So you just tap on that and now you see the map that encompasses everywhere that those pictures were taken. Now, there were a lot more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pictures. Notice it says 17 there. It says 320 there. and that's just a fraction of because these are just pictures I took with the iPad. If you double tap, you will zoom in and it will separate. It will show you more of the locations. Double tap again, and then you can just kind of zoom around. And you want to see a picture, you can just tap on it. Now you are looking at just the pictures taken in that spot. Now, one thing I haven't, this is a beginner's lesson, you know, we're not going to get into all sorts of geeky stuff because that's more than I know. So, for example, I haven't been able to find on the iPad how I can actually look at the properties and see the latitude and longitude where this was. But there it is on the map. So you can just keep zooming in. And that looks pretty accurate. I remember taking that picture of that bridge in Vancouver, Washington. Or no, it wasn't. It was in Newport. See, this is why we need the maps.
Because we never know where we are.
I love this. You know, some people do not like this. So I'm going to show you how to turn it off. But if you're travelers like we are, we find it great. I'll look at that. And yeah, I don't remember if that was the bridge going over to Portland or not. And it's not. That's the bridge over by the coast. Okay, so if you go into your photos and you do not see this, it might be because you've never turned your settings on to allow it. So I want to show you what those settings are. So on iPad, iPhone, settings, and this is considered a privacy setting because it stores the geotag information. The latitude and longitude gets actually stored with the photo. So if you would email this photo to somebody and they had software that allows them to see it, they could see the location. And so that is a privacy issue. So the setting is under privacy. And location services. Location services must be on. But there's more. If I tap on location services, not only is the general location services on, and that means that it's turned on your GPS if you have one in this device, and crowdsourced Wi-Fi and cell tower locations. This device does have a GPS in it. If you have a Wi-Fi only iPad, you do not have GPS, and it will only be using the crowdsourced Wi-Fi hotspot and cell tower locations to give you an approximate location. Okay, so here are all of the apps that I have installed, oh my goodness, on this device that need to use location information. And you can say yes or no to all of them. So find your camera app and you can make it be never. If you choose never, then your photos will not be geotagged. I love them to be geotagged, and I want to make sure that it is on.
That's a question we always get in our seminars is, we don't want people to know where we are sometimes. And what would be a reason that you would not want somebody?
Well, if you had a box of gold bullion bars
I got several of those.
You probably wouldn't want to take a picture of them with geotagged and upload that to Facebook, okay?
Good point. Okay. So keep your treasures private.
So there are reasons not to have this on, but for travelers, I think it's wonderful. And I just want to point out that you don't want to just go in here and turn location services off, because then you won't be able to use your map. Google Maps just won't be able to do what you want it to do if you don't have location services on. One of the wonderful things of these devices is that they know where you are.
Now, if it is turned off and you try and use Google Maps or even the app of the day, Waze, does it tell you that location services is off?
Yeah.
No, okay.
Yeah, it pops up and it says, I can't do that because I need location services. Do you want to turn it on? And you'll go in and turn it on.
Cool.
Okay. Now we're ready for Android. And this is my Samsung Galaxy S5 phone. So in the Android side, as you all probably know, each device is slightly different. So I'm going to show you on mine. Hopefully it's not too different on yours. So to look at pictures, I need to go to my gallery, and I have that on my second screen, and gallery. So I look at all these pictures. I just want the ones taken with this camera. And there's one of those, a sunset here. I say, gee, or Jim on a trail. Where was that trail? The way it works on here is you go to the picture and then you go into the properties of the picture. So I have to tap on it to have the menu options at the top appear. The 3 dots is now the universal symbol for a menu or set of options. I tap the 3 dots and I get a bunch of choices. More info. And this tells you all sorts of stuff. The date it was taken, the ISO, the shutter speed, whether the flash was on or off. Wow. But it also gives you the location. It says that this was taken in Cottonwood, Arizona. But if I tap on the map, I'll be able to see more. So I can zoom in. Now I take a lot more pictures with this phone than I do with the iPad. So we can see exactly where these pictures were taken. But if I zoom out, so I'm just going to keep pinching the screen to zoom out, then you'll almost get kind of a series of breadcrumbs of where all we've been, because I take pictures every place with the phone. So it shows you that we've been all along the California coast and up into Oregon and up into Seattle area. I just think that's way cool.
We have a cool life, don't we?
And then right now, though, we are over in Fort Lauderdale. And there's the picture I just took of Jim getting ready. Oh, or there's the picture I took in the airport. That a cool mural or what? Okay.
Guy Harvey. Love that stuff.
Yeah. Now then, there are settings on the Android device as well. So you can find settings in your list of apps, or almost every Android device I've used anyway can get to settings by dragging down from the top and then tapping the little gear icon. So I tap that gear, and the location settings is under the personal category. See, there's categories: wireless and networks, device, personal, location.
Now this might be different on your device because different manufacturers put them in different places for their own device.
And I think they used to call this GPS, you know, on or off.
Yeah,
now it's to get, like everybody else, it's called location on or off. And once again, you need the location to be on, and then you can change the setting in your camera. But while I'm here, I want you to notice this Google location reporting. We're gonna show you that in a minute too. But that's just another setting. So Google location reporting is on for this device. And the location setting in general is on, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the camera is going to geotag the pictures. So to do that, you go to the camera app. So it's not a system setting, it is a camera setting. And you're seeing the fan above me, all right? Now in the camera app, there is also a little gear. That means settings. Now on yours, it might be different. There might be the 3 dots for a menu. There might be something that just says menu, but I'm pretty sure that everybody with an Android device has settings on their camera app. And this one has a lot of them. Location tags, there it is right there. Just tap it and it turns off. Now any pictures I take will not have location stored. Tap it again, it turns on, and it gives you information. Enabling location tags will attach, embed, and store geographical data within each picture that you take. Use caution when you send, share, distribute, transmit, or copy these pictures, since they contain information about where the picture was taken. And as I say, I like that. But if you don't, you can just turn it off. No problem.
Cool.
All right. But so that location history, you want to show them what they can do with that?
Yeah, let me try and get the other screen going here. And there we go.
So what this is, your phone knows where you are. If you have that location history turned on, you can go to your Google account on any computer on the web browser, and you get this breadcrumbs, if you will. So what's the URL? Where do they go on the web to see this?
Okay, maps.google.com/location history. And if you type that into your address bar, you will get a picture something like this. Now I have set mine up to 14 days, but you can also choose a couple of different things there.
Last time I went in here, I could swear that I could select 6 months, a 6-month range, but I can't see how to do that now. They may have changed that, or there's another option somewhere. But anyway, this really is breadcrumbs. So, and notice how it does the airplane. Oh, look at that. It even checked in over the water. How did it do that?
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe I turned it on. No, I didn't have it on.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Maybe it just figured it out. 7, 10, 20, 10, 20, 44. Huh. Maybe I was bad and did not have it in airplane mode. Oh, well. Anyway, isn't that cool?
Great. So that's all I have for today's beginner's lesson, is that your mobile devices, most of them, unless it's just a Wi-Fi only tablet, have GPS inside, so they know where you are. And that is very useful for all sorts of apps. It does affect your camera app. Every picture you take can have the location stored with it if you want.
Okay. So my app of the week this week is the app Waze. And Waze is in the Google Play Store for free, and you can download it on your iOS devices at the App Store. And it's also available for the Windows Phone. And you can even have a website. I mean, they have a website at Waze.com, and you get the best route every day, real-time help from other drivers. So it is crowdsourced. and all you have to do is load it, turn it on. You can join, or you can just do it anonymously. And here's a screenshot from mine just this morning. You can talk to it. You can do some, whoops, how did I get that? And it'll give you turn-by-turn directions. It does use Google. It's owned by Google now, right?
Yeah. Google bought it almost a year ago.
Yeah. So, and we have it live on Chris's iPad. So on the Android, I just have a screenshot, but all of that stuff is the same on the iPad, the iPhones, the Windows phones, and most people aren't traveling with a laptop with a GPS, but I think it'll even work that way. So let me see if I can get
Now it does need internet connection.
It does need an internet connection, and it does use your data plan. So it doesn't use a lot of data though, but the maps, any of these mapping software on your mobile devices is going to use your data plan. So that's important to know.
Now I can show it on the iPad here. Yeah.
Okay.
Not that, I mean, I can't navigate right now because we're not in the car, but there's still a couple things. So I know I have it installed on here. I'm not going to go hunting for it. I'm just going to swipe down from the middle and search for Waze, and there it is.
Spotlight search.
Yeah, my favorite feature of iOS. Okay, it tells me that there are 2,041 Wazers. That's what you're called if you use Waze.
And you have an account.
And you have an account, okay. So it shows things going on. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit and see if I can find something that was reported. So
you can see traffic on it, live traffic, and you can see what other people are reporting. So as you're going down the road and you see somebody off to the side, you can say that there's a problem over there.
Yeah, like.
Or if there's a closure, you can report the closures.
And so these little, they look like little piggies to me. I don't know what they're supposed to be really.
They're Wazers.
Are Wazers. Those are people. So you can chat with them or you can message them while you're on the road. Hopefully you're just the passenger. And I looked at this a few minutes ago and I saw some issues and I figured that's what we could show you. High angle, that usually means that there's something wrong. People are only going 30 miles an hour there.
Right, but you can see police. So I see a policeman
there's
right
a little
in the middle
policeman's
there.
cap. So it says there's a police visible on that road at that spot.
And as you're traveling, when you get close to these things, it'll tell you that there's a policeman or there's an object in the road or there's some kind of hazard up ahead, a road closure, things like that.
Yeah, hazard on the road is a very useful thing. You know, to be prepared that there's something in the middle of the road. And speed and accidents too. People report accidents so that you know that that's coming up.
And there's a speedometer right on the screen. So as you're traveling, it'll tell you how fast you're going. It's really a cool app. And
now that Google owns it, they are starting to incorporate some of this crowdsourced information right into Google Maps.
Oh yeah, it is. It's
Road ahead.
Right.
Shows up in Google Maps when we're navigating with that, but I know the information is coming from Wazers.
Okay, so get that. It's free for the Android, the iOS, and for on the Windows phone.
Yeah, wow. That other one.
That other thing that's out there that nobody uses or they would like to. Okay, so.
We have one user question. We can answer Michael Dorsey.
Now
well, actually,
that again. How about that?
We can respond to Michael Dorsey. I'm afraid we can't answer.
Move, the side, move over to the side. No, the other side. I think some phones only use the cell tower location when tagging photos, which is not very useful. I assume Samsung does better than that.
Well, I don't really know. don't know exactly, but my belief is that they all use the GPS if they have a GPS.
Oh, that's a good point.
As I mentioned, some tablets, now all phones do, right? Yeah, all
smartphones have
all smartphones have a GPS chip inside, but not all tablets do. Even if you don't have a GPS chip, though, it can approximate your location and store that. All I know is my Samsung does put it pretty exact.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how these things can.
And where else can this be used? Picasa, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and we have a video on our website.
Of course we do.
Called in Picasa. Well, we have almost 100 videos just on Picasa.
Right. 10 hours of tutorial videos on our website.
And one of them is called geotagging. So you can manually put the location on a picture using something like Picasa. Or if you took the picture with a device that put the geotag on it, Picasa can automatically show you that when the picture is on your computer and viewing Picasa. Now, I can't show you Picasa on the iPad or the Android phone. Does anybody know why?
I know.
This is
the desktop Picasa program does not work on mobile devices. Even though you might be able to see an app if you go to the App Store or the Play Store, it says Picasa, but it really is not the Google Picasa program that works on your Mac or your PC. It's a good thing to know.
Now, I probably should have shown you iPhoto, I think, on the iPad can show you the location. But did you all know that iPhoto is going away too? In fact, new video on geeksontour.com just this week shows you how to transfer out of iPhoto on a Macintosh and use Picasa.
Cool.
I'm going off on tangents now.
You?
I'm ready to go diving. When are you going to take me diving?
Saturday. We leave here Saturday. And so we might be out of touch for a little bit, I hope.
Yeah, we will definitely not have a show next week.
What are we going to do then?
Either Sunday or Wednesday. We'll be on vacation.
Okay. But did you learn something?
I did. I always do.
Okay. True or false? If you take a picture with a smartphone or tablet, it will always be stamped, geotagged, with the location it was taken. Is that true or false?
That is false. Only if you turn on the appropriate settings. And something to be aware of, if you turn off your general location settings at some point in time, it's going to turn that off for your camera. And you need to make sure to turn it back on. I've been very irritated that some pictures were not geotagged of mine because I had turned location services off to save battery at one point and forgot to turn everything back on.
Okay. On the iPad, iPhone, where are the settings to make sure your photos are indeed geotagged?
They are in your main system settings on iPad, iPhone. They keep all the settings in one spot. So you turn on the location setting, and then underneath that are all the apps that you can either turn on or off location services.
And on the Android devices, where are the settings to make sure your photos are geotagged?
That's where Android is a little bit different. There are system settings and there are settings for each app. So you still need to turn on the location services system setting, and then to turn on the camera setting, you open the camera app and turn on settings there.
Okay, and what other apps use location services?
What apps don't use location services is probably the easier questions, but definitely maps. I mean, you can't you can't ask for directions from your mapping software if location services isn't on. It needs to know where you are.
Okay, cool. And in addition to maps and directions, the Waze app gives you information from other drivers. For example,
when they see a police car at the side of the road, or if there's an accident, or if there is a object on the road, a hazard.
A hazard, yeah. It could be just somebody pulled off to the side, or it could be a tire blown out on the road. We call them gators down here. The tread that came off the truck. So, anything else?
Well, these weekly shows are free and anybody can watch them. They're all saved on YouTube, but we want them to give us some money and become a member. So what benefits do they get if they do that?
Well, if you are a member, there are several benefits for becoming a member. And one of them is to be able to view all of the tutorial videos that are on our website. And anything new that Chris does all the work, you know that, don't you? That we put up there during the coming year. And we have a forum. It's a Q&A forum where you can ask questions and we promise to respond. We don't promise to answer the question, but we do.
Might not know.
But if it's something we teach about, we'll find out.
Yeah.
And we'll let you know. And then, these videos, when they're recorded, what we do is what do you do?
We call it show notes. If you are a member and you go to geeksontour.com/weekly show, you'll see a listing of all of these shows. It'll have a brief description of what was covered. And when you click on it, you'll also show notes. So you can read through everything that was covered and click on a link to go directly to the one piece that you want to watch. You don't have to watch the whole thing.
Okay, great. What do you do?
I'm taking off my geek hat. And I'm ready.
Okay, let's go diving. And
next week.
Oh, wow. What are we doing next week?
Next week, and because we spent so much time on an airplane yesterday, I thought, we need to cover airplane mode. So next week's beginner lesson, well, it won't be next week. It'll be a week from Sunday, because we will be back a week from Sunday.
Wow.
The
Really?
18th, 19th, something like that.
Do we have to come back?
Michael Dorsey says, we will miss you. Stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. And you'll see my hat later. So watch for the notification for next week's show. Be sure to click that you're coming and leave any questions in the comments, and we'll try to get them on the show. Not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday. And we'll put that show up early so people can start commenting on it.
And tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Well, that's geeksontour.com. I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we'll see you next week
on
What
does this button do?
Don't touch that button.
Touch them all. You got to try it.
Yeah, just keep touching buttons until something happens.
Something happens.
See you soon. Talk to you later.